Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about myasthenia gravis. We'll cover the topics like what is myasthenia gravis, what is its cause, what are the clinical features, and what is its treatment or pharmacotherapy. So let's start. Myasthenia gravis is an autoimmune disorder. Now as the name suggests, autoimmune इसका मतलब है कि हमारी बॉडी का इम्यून सिस्टम हमारे ही बॉडी सेल्स को डिस्ट्रॉय जब करने लगता है तो हम उसको ऑटो इम्यून डिसऑर्डर कहते हैं. What now let's begin to the cause. As I said, autoimmune disorder. So the cause is development of antibodies directed to the nicotinic receptors at the muscle end plate. इससे क्या होगा, जो हमारी एंटीबॉडीज हैं, हमारी ही बॉडी की जो बनी हुई एंटीबॉडीज हैं, वो निकोटिनिक रिसेप्टर्स की तरफ उनको जाकर डिस्ट्रॉय कर देंगी. निकोटिनिक रिसेप्टर्स आर डिस्ट्रॉयड. So, as a result, number of free nicotinic receptors may be reduced to 1/3 of the normal or even less. And what this will cause? Structural damage to neuromuscular junction. Okay, and this was the cause. Now let's begin to the clinical features. These are the clinical features. As a result, the clinical features will be weakness, easy fatigability on repeated activity. Like normal इंसान जो एक्टिविटी करके ज़्यादा नहीं थकेगा, a patient of myasthenia gravis will get exerted or will fatigue on repeated activity. Other clinical features are eyelid external, like the other features which include these muscles are included in the pathology of myasthenia gravis. That are eyelid, external ocular, facial and pharyngeal muscles. These are involved first, and later the muscles like limb and of respiratory muscles are included later on. Now let's begin with the pharmacotherapy, or what we call treatment of myasthenia gravis. For the treatment, we have 5 different approaches. The first approach are the medicinal approach, or with the tablets. The tablet that is used as a first line treatment is the neostigmine. These neostigmine comes under the category of drugs anticholinesterase. Neostigmine being an anticholinesterase, how will it work? It will ban the functioning of anticholinesterase enzyme. So what will happen? It will increase the functioning availability of acetylcholine. This is its mechanism of action. Now, what is its benefit of using in myasthenia gravis? The neostigmine are the first line drugs. These are used to restore muscle strength. And how they improve muscle strength? They improve muscle strength by allowing acetylcholine released from pre-junctional endings to accumulate. How will it accumulate? By reducing its metabolism, which is done by acetylcholinesterase enzyme, which it inhibits. So it will accumulate at the pre-junctional endings and act on the receptors over a larger area. अब जैसे अगर ये ज्यादा accumulate हो जाएगा तो फिर ये ज्यादा larger area तक जा सकते हैं ना, ठीक है. इसलिए as well as by directly depolarizing the end plate. This is the functioning and benefits of neostigmine in the treatment of myasthenia gravis. Physostigmine is another is congener as an acetylcholinesterase. So it is also used as it needs less frequent dosing. If muscular side effects are produced, then atropine is added to block them. Well, neostigmine is an anticholinesterase. अगर ज़्यादा दे दिया तो फिर उसके भी टॉक्सिक इफेक्ट्स हो सकते हैं. अगर ज़्यादा टॉक्सिक इफेक्ट्स आ रहे हैं उसके तो फिर atropine, which is an anticholinergic, can be given to block them. Now these drugs like neostigmine, which is an anticholinesterase, these drugs do not act on basic disorder. माइसीनिया ग्रेविस को ठीक करने में कोई एक्ट नहीं करेंगे. जो उसका एक क्लिनिकल फीचर है माइसीनिया ग्रेविस का, मसल इन्वॉल्वमेंट, ठीक है, मसल इन्वॉल्वमेंट के कारण जो वीकनेस और इजी फिटिकेबिलिटी होती है उसको करेक्ट करने के लिए ये काम आता है, ठीक है. These drugs have no effect on basic disorder. Disease can progress because ये सिम्टोमेटिक ट्रीटमेंट ही है. बेसिक डिसऑर्डर पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं है. Hence, muscular strength cannot be adequately restored by anticholinesterases alone. Okay, this was the first treatment and or first option for the treatment of myasthenia gravis. Second treatment is thymectomy. Thymectomy is by the name ectomy, it suggests it is a removal of thymus gland from the body. Why only thymus gland is मतलब thymus gland को ही क्यों चूज किया है रिमूव करने के लिए myasthenia gravis? We'll know in this. Thymus may contain modified muscle cells with nicotinic receptors on their surface, which may be the source of the antigen for production of anti-nicotinic receptor antibodies in myasthenia gravis. Now, as I earlier said, it is an autoimmune disorder. तो प्रॉब्लम कहाँ थी कि एंटीबॉडीज डेवलप हो रही हैं. तो थाइमस को माना जाता है कि ये एक सोर्स है जहाँ पे मसल सेल्स हों जिनके ऊपर वो एंटीजन हो जिसके खिलाफ एंटीबॉडीज डेवलप हो गई हैं बॉडी में, हमारी बॉडी में, ठीक है, जिसके कारण माइस्थीनिया ग्रेविस इज कॉज्ड. So its removal can even lead to complete remission of the disease. It is effective in majority of cases. This was the second approach for the treatment of myasthenia gravis. First was neostigmine and second is thymectomy. Now the third approach are the corticosteroids. Now as I said, it is an autoimmune disorder. So basically problem क्या है कि hypersensitive reaction है, इम्यूनिटी ज्यादा काम करिए, इतनी ज्यादा कि अपनी ही बॉडी को डिस्ट्रॉय करिए. कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स कैसे काम करते हैं? वो इम्यून सिस्टम को सप्रेस करते हैं और ये देखो इनका इम्यूनो सप्रेसेंट एक्शन है. ये इम्प्रूवमेंट ही ऐसे जाते हैं, प्रोवाइड इम्यूनो सप्रेसेंट एक्शन से दे प्रोवाइड इम्प्रूवमेंट. दे इनहिबिट प्रोडक्शन ऑफ एंटीबॉडीज टू निकोटिनिक रिसेप्टर्स एंड मे इंक्रीज सिंथेसिस ऑफ न्यू निकोटिनिक रिसेप्टर्स. अब देखो मैंने कहा था इम्यूनो सप्रेसेंट एक्शन है. इम्यूनो सप्रेसेंट एक्शन भी कैसे होगा? एंटीबॉडीज को डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हैं, राइट? सो एंटीबॉडीज डिस्ट्रॉय हो गई एंड अगर डिस्ट्रॉय ही हो गई तो फिर न्यू निकोटिनिक रिसेप्टर्स फॉर्म हो जाएंगे. Now the drug that is used as an corticosteroid for the treatment of myasthenia gravis is prednisolone. Prednisolone is used, induces remission in about 80% of advanced cases. This was the third line treatment for myasthenia gravis. Fourth treatment is the immunosuppressants. Corticosteroids are also immunosuppressant, but जो patients corticosteroids को रिस्पॉन्स नहीं करते हैं उनके लिए यूज करते हैं इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट्स. इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट्स लाइक एजाथायोप्रिन एंड साइक्लोस्पोरिन. बोथ इनहिबिट निकोटिनिक रिसेप्टर एंटीबॉडीज सिंथेसाइज्ड बाय अफेक्टिंग टी सेल्स. वही बात है, जैसे कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स काम करते हैं वैसे निकोटिनिक जैसे ये इम्यूनो रिसेप्टर्स काम करते हैं. बस इनको इसलिए तब यूज करते हैं जब इंसान जो पेशेंट है वो कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करता. नाउ जो पेशेंट इम्यूनोसप्रेसेंट्स को भी रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करता उसके लिए रिमूवल ऑफ एंटीबॉडीज. अब देखो जो एंटीबॉडीज को इनहिबिट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो फिर एंटीबॉडीज को निकालना ही पड़ेगा ना. तो फिर जो रिमूवल ऑफ एंटीबॉडीज बाय प्लाज्माफेरेसिस, what is plasmapheresis? It is a plasma exchange. Okay, by plasmapheresis is suggested. So we studied 5 line approaches for treatment of myasthenia gravis. First was giving neostigmine, which is an anticholinesterase, which will what will it cause? It will increase the that availability of acetylcholine. Second line treatment was thymectomy. How will it help? The thymectomy includes removal of thymus, which is the center for formation of antibodies. So when thymus is removed, antibodies are removed, and the complete remission can be obtained. It is the most effective way. Third line approach is the corticosteroids. Corticosteroids are immunosuppressant drugs. It will inhibit the antibodies that cause it. Completely अगर antibodies inhibit हो गई हैं तो फिर new nicotinic receptors भी form हो सकते हैं. Drugs that can be given as corticosteroid are the prednisolone. Now, if a patient does not respond to corticosteroids, then the fourth line treatments are the immunosuppressants. Immunosuppressants like azathioprine and cyclosporin. Mechanism of action is same, inhibiting the NR antibodies. Fifth line treatment and last is plasmapheresis. Plasmapheresis includes removal of antibodies. So that's all. It was all about what is myasthenia gravis, what causes it, clinical features, and pharmacotherapy. That's it for in this video.